Hello everyone, welcome back to another new video, and today is a study with a simple tactic, but a hard to see solution. In the following position, white is down 3 pieces for a rook, and the rook on c5 plus the pawn on e3 is also under attack. All of black's pieces are also defending each other, so if you only look at your opponent's advantages, it seems that white is dead lost. But here, most of what I said actually doesn't matter much, surprisingly. The key thing to note is that white has a far advanced passed pawn on e6, currently shielded from the enemy rook by 2 pieces. Pushing that pawn is one try, but black can just take on e3 with check, then capture the hanging rook on c5. It is clear that black's play against e3 is a key resource, so the move rook takes c1 should come to your mind, but that would still let black's knight to stop the e-pawn in time. White must deflect that knight away from the center, and one way is to sacrifice the exchange a second time on c3. But black's rook is controlling that square, so we must switch the order by sacrificing the c5 rook first. After knight takes c3, it is time for the brilliant move rook takes bishop, and after rook takes rook, you can clearly see that after e7, white will inevitably get a new queen. But wait, it doesn't end here, because after rook to e1 e8 queen, black has knight to d1, concentrating all remaining strength on white's e3 pawn. The key idea is that after e4, black can play knight to f2 followed by rook to e3 check. This forces white's king to the 4th rank, where black will win white's queen for the rook and knight, before drawing the game by capturing on g2. Otherwise, white will lose e3 and g2, and a single queen cannot win against a rook and a knight. Whose side are we actually solving for? You should take some time to find the only winning move here, and if you did, let's see if you got it correctly. The loss of the e-pawn is unavoidable, but white can avoid the loss of the g-pawn with the only move queen to c8. After rook takes e3 check king to h4. King takes g2 allows the queen to fork the king and the knight. Black can give a few more checks. Also important to note is that rook to e2 at any time is met by the queen defending g2. Anyways, they will end when white's king reaches f4, which is a win because as long as the g-pawn is safe, it will cost black a knight, leading to a queen versus rook endgame, which is a theoretical victory in studies. As a final note, if black plays knight to f2 check instead of rook takes e3, white will just approach the rook, still preserving the g-pawn, as rook to e4 check can be met by king to f3. If you want to see more chess studies like this, be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye.